What happens when Homer goes on a hunger strike? The episode starts with Homer sticking up for Lisa because her toy lacks a base piece. He then realizes it feels good to help people. So Homer also helps Bart get a date and Marge with her new hair streaks. One day when Homer tries to help Lenny get a refund, he discovers evidence that Duff Beer will move the Springfield isotopes to Albuquerque. Homer calls the media to expose Duff's scheme, but the evidence is no longer there. Now everyone thinks he's a liar. As a last resort, Homer stages a hunger strike. Everyone's attention is on Homer. So Duff decides to exploit him by moving him into the ballpark and calling him Hungry Homer. Eventually, Homer turns thin and feeble.
I'm down to a B cup.
After 12 days, Duff finally gives Homer a hot dog sandwich. However, Homer realizes it has southwestern ingredients that Albuquerque enjoys. The crowd then realizes that Homer was telling the truth, as the hot dog wrapper also says Albuquerque isotopes. Because of the angry mob, Duff Man yeets Mr. Duff out of the stadium. And finally, Homer can eat.
The truth never tasted so good.
Seeing that on TV, the Albuquerque mayor switches to another team to steal. So now you know. What happens when Homer goes on a hunger strike?
Homer can get $50 by eating 30 eggs. After finishing the last egg he sat up quickly and cheered loudly, but then the cop told me to keep my mouth shut and comply. He didn't know I was the witness the entire case depended on. I was driving back from documenting evidence at a crime scene when Officer Briggs pulled me over for allegedly running a red light. I hadn't. I'm a forensic consultant, and I just spent 3 hours photographing tire marks and glass fragments for the prosecution's case against a hit-and-run driver. The trial started in 2 days. Briggs approached my window with his hand on his weapon, license and registration. Now, I reached for my glove box slowly, explaining I had evidence bags in the back seat. He cut me off. I don't care what you think you have. Step out of the vehicle. He made me stand in the rain while he searched my car. He opened my evidence kit and laughed. Playing detective, are we? He held up my camera, scrolling through photos of the crash site. These are garbage. Blurry, useless garbage. Then he found my case file. He read the defendant's name, Derek Walsh, and his expression changed completely. He knows my cousin. Briggs said it like a threat. He ripped pages from my documentation and crumpled them. Oops, clumsy hands. My stomach dropped. Those weren't copies. They were original scene photographs taken within the first hour. The kind that can't be replicated. The kind that show exactly how the victim's body landed after Walsh's truck sent her flying into the median. I tried keeping my voice steady. Officer, those are evidence in an active case. You just destroyed prosecution materials. Good. Briggs tossed the crumpled papers into a puddle, stomped on them until the ink bled into gray mush. My family doesn't go to prison because some wannabe CSI thinks he found something. I stayed quiet, filming everything on my body cam. Required equipment for my job. He didn't notice the small red light on my chest. You think you're smart? Briggs shoved me against my car. People like you ruin lives with your fake science. He grabbed my evidence kit and hurled it into the ditch. I heard glass shatter. Weeks of work. Irreplaceable samples. The victim's family had been waiting 4 months for justice. He yanked my camera from around my neck. The strap burned against my skin before it snapped. He smashed it against the pavement. Plastic exploded across the wet asphalt. Then he found my backup drive. The small external hard drive where I'd uploaded everything that morning. Standard protocol. He held it up to the streetlight. This too? I couldn't stop myself. That's the only copy of crime scene footage. The victim's name was Carla Bennett. She was 19. Your cousin was drunk and fled the scene. Briggs's face twisted. He threw the drive as hard as he could into the darkness. I heard it splash somewhere in the flooded drainage ditch. Gone. 4 months of evidence. Measurements. Photographs. Witness statements. Trajectory analysis. Everything the prosecution needed to prove Walsh's guilt. My hands shook. Not from fear. From rage. You just let a killer walk free. That's when his partner arrived. Young guy. Couldn't have been older than 25. The rookie took one look at me and went completely pale. Sir, that's Dr. Raymond Chen. He's the prosecution's expert witness for the Walsh trial. Briggs froze. His face drained of color in the flashing lights. The case that depended entirely on my testimony and physical evidence. The trial that started in exactly 37 hours. The rookie's voice cracked. Sir, his testimony is the entire case. Without his evidence, Walsh gets acquitted. The DA's office called it airtight. I adjusted my jacket and looked Briggs directly in the eye. The body cam on my chest blinked red in the darkness. It had captured everything. Every word. Every destroyed photograph. Every piece of evidence he deliberately destroyed to protect his cousin. I'll still testify, but now I've got 2 cases worth of evidence. The rookie stepped back. His hand moved to his own body cam. He'd been recording too. Protocol required it. 2 angles. 2 witnesses. Briggs's career ending in real time. That backup drive he threw into the ditch? Decoy. Empty. I'd uploaded everything to the cloud that morning from the crime scene. Every photo, every measurement, every frame of video. The prosecution had copies before I even left the scene. The body cam footage went straight to internal affairs that night. Federal obstruction charges followed within hours. Briggs lost his badge before sunrise. His cousin's trial proceeded exactly as planned. My testimony was airtight. Walsh got 15 years. The judge reviewed the body cam footage, saw him destroy evidence in a vehicular manslaughter case, saw him assault a civilian expert witness, added tampering with evidence, added witness intimidation. Briggs got 7 years in the same facility where his cousin was serving time. Last I heard, Briggs works security at a grocery store now, makes $13 an hour, and his cousin won't speak to him. The cop told me to keep my mouth. I answered a phone call meant for my sibling. It changed how I see my family forever. My sister Emma left her phone at my apartment after Sunday brunch. When it rang, showing Mom, I picked up to tell her Emma would call back. Emma, thank God. Is he gone? I froze. Listen, about Jake. Your father and I have made a decision. We're cutting him off completely. No more rent help, no more car insurance, nothing. He's 32 years old and still hasn't figured out his life. Jake, that's me. I didn't say a word. And Emma, we've removed him from the will. Everything goes to you now. You've earned it with your PhD and your career. Jake's just drifting. Just drifting. Don't tell him yet. We'll break it to him at Christmas. You know know how dramatic he gets. The call ended. I sat there, phone in hand, replaying every family dinner where they'd asked Emma about her research but barely looked at me. Every time Dad introduced Emma as my daughter, the doctor, and me as my son, Jake. Emma came back an hour later. Did anyone call? Yeah, Mom. Her face went pale for a split second. What did she want? Nothing important. Here's what she didn't know. I wasn't drifting. I was being selective. I'd graduated with my master's in aerospace engineering 3 months ago. Top of my class. I had offers from Boeing, SpaceX, and Lockheed Martin sitting in my email. 6 figures. Relocation packages. The works. I wasn't drifting. I was being selective. I'd graduated with my master's in aerospace engineering 3 months ago. Top of my class. I had offers from Boeing, SpaceX,
Hey.
and Lockheed Martin sitting in my email. 6 figures. Relocation packages. The works. I'd been quiet about it because I wanted to surprise them at Christmas. Show up with a signed contract. Watch their faces light up with pride for once. That call killed that fantasy real quick. 2 weeks later, I accepted the SpaceX position in California. $155,000 starting contract. Watch their faces light up with pride for once. That call killed that fantasy real quick. 2 weeks later, I accepted the SpaceX position. Fantasy real quick. 2 weeks later, I accepted the SpaceX
Okay, now they pronounced it right.
position in California. $155,000 starting salary. Signed the offer, packed my apartment, hired movers. I told Emma I was visiting a friend for the holidays. I told my parents nothing. Christmas morning, I was 2,500 miles away, setting up my new apartment in Hawthorne. My phone exploded. 37 missed calls, dozens of texts. Where are you? Jake, this isn't funny. Your mother is in tears. I sent one message to the family group chat. Stopped drifting. Figured it out. Merry Christmas. Then I blocked them. 3 months of silence. Then Emma showed up at my door. I don't know how she found my address, but there she was, crying on my doorstep in California. Jake, please. Mom's not eating. Dad had a health scare. They need to see you. They need to see me now. After deciding I wasn't worth keeping in the family, you heard that call. Her voice cracked. Every word. I tried to talk them out of it. You knew, Emma. You knew what they thought of me, and you said nothing. They were wrong. I told them you'd figure things out. I had figured things out. I had 6-figure offers before that call. She stared at me. 6 figures? SpaceX. Lead aerospace engineer. I start working on the Mars program next month. Her face crumbled. Jake, tell Mom and Dad I'm doing great. Better than great. And they can keep their will. I don't need their money or their approval anymore. I closed the door. 6 months later, Dad sent a letter, handwritten, 12 pages long, full of apologies, regrets. We were so wrong about you. I read it once, put it in a drawer. A year later, I got engaged to my colleague, Sarah, brilliant mechanical engineer. Posted one photo on Instagram. Mom commented, beautiful couple. We'd love to meet her. I deleted the comment. Emma sent a text. They're different now. Humbled. They talk about you all the time. How proud they are. I replied, they're proud now that there's something to brag about. Where were they when I was just Jake? She never answered that. Last month, my parents showed up at SpaceX during public tour hours. Security called me. There's a couple here claiming to be your parents. Tell them I'm in a meeting. I watched them from my office window. They stood in the parking lot for an hour. Just stood there, then left. Emma called that night. They just want to talk, Jake, to apologize. They had years to believe in me. They chose not to. That was their decision. You're really never going to forgive them? I forgive them, Emma. I just don't need them anymore. That phone call didn't change who my parents were. It just revealed who they'd always been. And that was the greatest gift they could have given me. I answered a phone call meant for my sibling.
Changed seats when I checked in for our flight. So my boyfriend Jake and I booked a vacation to Mexico for our 3-year anniversary. I booked us seats together on the plane like 28C and 28D because Jake gets really anxious when flying, and I wanted to hold his hand during takeoff. 3 days before the trip, Jake starts
Wait. But why are those seats important? Yeah,
acting weird. He's being all secretive with his phone, stepping outside to take calls.
Plane is. Let's see what plane they're talking about. Because, like, it would make sense if they're in the front or back. It makes sense if they're in the middle. Because if they get anxious, then they don't want to be near the bathroom. So, Boeing. Oh, alright. Boeing seat. Alright, now let's look at images. I just want to see. So, they said 28, like, so they're right here. So that makes sense if they book it right here. Because they wouldn't want to be back in these 2 rows. I've flown a plane before. I mean, I was a passenger on a plane before. And I usually sit back here. Because I fly alone. So then...
calls, and when I ask what's up, he just says, work stuff. I thought maybe he was planning some surprise for our...
So it makes sense if they sit right here. Because they aren't super close to there. And they aren't super close to these 2 exits. Wait. Wouldn't they want to be super close to the exits? It doesn't matter. They sat right there.
our anniversary, so I didn't push it. The morning we're supposed to leave, I wake up and Jake's already gone.
Shush. 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 You're shushing me? Yes, I'm on a video. Stuff. Alright, what do you need? Mama, can me and Austin go Winco and try and get some peppermint bark? Alright, thank you. Hey guys, so I'm gonna need to end it early, unlike the scheduled plans, because I'm gonna go to Winco. So see ya. Thank you for watching, and come back next time. No, how do I end it? Hey guys, look. Bye bye.